Ooh. Welcome everyone. Hopefully I can flip that camera the other way when I move it. I think I can. Give people a chance to jump on. Welcome, welcome if you're joining. I am just going to give people a few minutes to join. Make sure that we have people joining if we're going to do an auction. If not, maybe I'll just do a live pour. So we'll see how many people join. I am logging in on my laptop so that I can see the comments as they come in. I hope everyone is doing well. Okay. Welcome, welcome. I look really terrible on the camera, so I'm going to try not to look at myself. If you're here, say hello. Welcome, Royal River Art. How are you? Okay. While we're waiting for people to join, I was sanding, so I have dust on my shirt, so sorry about that. Also, there's a little bit of a weird like chat delay on lives, so if I miss anything, forgive me. And the auction stuff I'll go over once we have a couple of folks on, and we'll just kind of play it by ear. As usual, I didn't have a lot of lead time to give a lot of notice, so I'm sorry about that. I never know what's the right amount of notice. If you give information too far in advance, people forget. If you do too much too close to the time, then people are like, hey, I would have been interested had you not told me like in the morning. But that's the way it is, right? We're doing our best. So anyway, I originally wanted to do these like once a month or once a quarter, once every 6 weeks. And I think the last time we actually did one was in July. So I think things have just gone by really, really fast. So anyway, if you saw the preview video, I kind of set aside some pieces that were either recently resined or yeah, you're absolutely right. It is really hard. And then of course time zone is a whole different thing, right? So if you're on the East Coast, it's already evening. If you're central, it's like maybe people aren't even home yet. People are overseas, they're trying to sleep. So time zones are difficult. But anyway, I set aside a few pieces as a preview. I have extra pieces depending on how things go. If we have a really limited group and we don't do the auction thing, then you know we can do a pour. Like it doesn't really matter. But I'm trying to be more consistent about doing these things. They're just really crazy busy right now. So I happen to be off today for a doctor's appointment, so I thought maybe I could pull it off. So anyway, thank you for joining. I'm so happy that I'm not here just talking to myself. Are there any questions or anything while we're waiting on a couple of folks to jump on? It doesn't have to be auction related. Is there any like pouring questions or anything that anybody has while we're waiting? I'm trying to make sure I can see the chat and I'm paying attention. I'm gonna have my iPad here for a timer. All right. You should see how many things I have strewn out over the living room. It's kind of crazy. How long have I had my channel? That's a good question. I feel like it was 2019, maybe 2020. 2019 probably is when it started. And I was doing like a lot more basic acrylic pouring, making just a colossal mess. And then I was doing tumbler tutorials, which I haven't done in a long time. And it's always kind of been acrylic and resin, but it's kind of, escalated. It's a good question. There's some really bad videos back in the archives. Maybe not bad, but we all have our beginner stuff, huh? It's a good question. It looks like you have a channel too. How long have you had yours? Oh yeah, I get that. A lot of people don't want to post videos, or they don't want to talk on videos, which I get, but I look at YouTube as like a video diary, and I think of it as, you're welcoming your art friends to share with you while you paint, and just give them kind of the insight into your brain while you're thinking things through. Like I was watching somebody today when when I was driving home, and I was like, they reached a point where they were kind of, yeah, I don't like to do it either. This is so not my cup of tea. But in this video, they were it wasn't working out. Hey Fernando, he's multitasking. He's working and supporting us, but he's in his office chiming in. But anyway, the artist in this video was they weren't getting what they were hoping for, and as a result, you could hear them kind of like brainstorming and trying to figure out, what should I do? Should I do this or should I do that? And that's really like what art is about. Like you reach this point where you're like, how do I move forward from here? And I find that a lot of times when we're like externally processing, even when we're creating, I think that's what viewers learn from, is like when you reached an impasse and something didn't work, what helped you overcome it? You know what I mean? And so I treat it like a video diary. And I have gone back and rewatched my own videos, which sounds super self-serving, but I've gone back and rewatched my own videos to understand either a color palette, what I did, how I did something that time and why it's not working this time, how I layered something. The other day I was trying to hydro dip something and everything was failing, and I was like, I've done this before. What did I do something to the water? And I actually went back and rewatched my own video. So it's helpful because I think if you think of it as like a video diary that you're sharing with your art friends, then, I think that gives you the courage to post and realize that you're probably helping someone that maybe wouldn't know what to do. Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. And I'm pretty committed to sharing my fails. Like, I don't think it serves anybody any good if an artist only, if they only share when they nail it. Like if they don't share when they screw it up and try to fix it, or they don't fix it, I think that's how you kind of pay it forward, right? We've all done sucky things, and we're like, oh. When I see people in art groups who are so afraid to share their work because they feel like they have to compete with other people, but like we've all made things before that were like not great, and then you learn from it, right? But I think sharing is a learning opportunity. Hey sweetie, thanks for joining. But I think if you're creating, get it out there, let people see it, and don't expect it to be perfect. Don't be worried about whether or not to show your face. I don't get on the camera very much, but Um, but I think that people just appreciate kind of the raw effort and the sharing. So anywho, I'm wondering if we should give more time, or if we should just do a pour instead of an auction. What do you guys think? You're right. Some techniques aren't easy, and despite what a bunch of people say on the internet who say this is not art, there's a bunch of it that's not easy. I remember when I first started pouring, what got me into pouring is I was doing a resin tumbler, and I was watching a tutorial because I was brand new and I was trying to figure it out. So while I was doing it, I had resin all over me and all that, I was watching a tutorial, and you know how YouTube auto plays? Well, it auto played. Okay, we can do a pour. It auto played into I think it was Karen from Waterfall doing a paint pour, and I remember seeing her putting all this paint in this bowl, and I was like, what is this lady gonna do with this paint? And anyway, I kept watching, you know, because I was multitasking, and as a result, I was like, wow, that's really pretty. And that came from, you know, putting all that paint in that bowl, you know? And so that's kind of what got me thinking, maybe there's something to this. And then I went from like doing tumblers to checking that out, and I was like, that's pretty interesting, you know what I mean? So, and there's so many techniques like now. Oh, I know, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And some abstract art like that has like very little, I shouldn't judge it. Seems like it doesn't have a lot of substance, sells for thousands of dollars. And so I'm like, okay. Fluid art is really hard to control, and that's what a lot of people don't realize until they start doing it. And it looks really easy because you watch somebody just pour paint out of a cup and you're like, yay, that's awesome. And then you realize that it's a lot harder than people think. And, you know, when you have something in mind, and this is the problem with fluid art, when you have something in mind and then you can't get your resin or your acrylic to do that, you're like, And so I think when you go in with an idea already, that makes it more difficult, because then you can't really, hey Terry, you can't really exactly know, like if you go in not expecting anything, then you're happy with the result you get. But if you go in with an idea, then you're like, oh, this isn't working. So I think sometimes it's better to just go in and be like, let's see what it's gonna do, you know? So thanks for joining, Terry. We were just talking about fluid art and how everybody thinks it's easy and it's not art, and how there's so many techniques out there and all that jazz. So Terry, we're trying to decide if we should go ahead and do the auction because we have kind of a small audience tonight, or if we should do a live pour instead. I know there was a couple of premieres that I found out were happening at the same time tonight that I didn't know about, so I probably didn't plan this very well, but I'll leave that to you guys. Oh, you are? I'm so happy you joined. I do some of my best YouTube watching in the car. Don't worry, like if I'm driving, I'm paying attention to the road. I don't want you guys to think I'm a menace. Okay, so I'm torn. I have dust all over me. Live pour with the new Colourarte. Okay, do you want to do blooms? If you guys want to do a bloom, we can do that. I just have to go get my spinner. You're the passenger. Okay, so you're not like typing and driving. That's good. Okay, so we'll do bloom. We'll do a bloom or two first. And then if we have a bunch of people join, then we can backtrack. So give me like 2 seconds. Y'all talk to each other. I'm just gonna get some stuff and then flip you over so you can see the thingamajigger. Okay, this will be a process. So, Terry, since you're not driving, hey Pam. Since you're not driving, do you have colors in mind? Be right back. I'm going to get a board. The purples, okay. Copper. Copper's a good idea. Purple's amazing. Okay. So to go with your purple and copper, do you have any other color you want me to add? There's a gnat in here and they're tormenting me. Let me get a board. I'll be right back. Paynes gray, okay. Venetian red. Oh, Pam, I don't have that one mixed up. Bourdeaux red is also really pretty. I do have, so Venetian red is a really sparkly, it's a really sparkly primary element, and it is, what is my brain trying to say? It's from the Glitz set. So it's a semi-opaque color. And it's just a really beautiful, rich red. It's not like a burgundy or anything. If it wouldn't give us so many bubbles, I would mix it. Because if we did do Venetian red, I know I love them too. I'm such a Colourarte junkie. If we did do Venetian red with purple and copper and like Paynes gray, that would probably be a really pretty bloom. What kind of cell activator do you want? Do you want a white and gold? It's your favorite red? Let me go get it. We'll mix it up. If I can find it, that's the kicker. Okay, Pam, this is pretty amazing because I have a lot of primary elements, and I found Venetian Red on my first row. So I'll mix one with you. That'll probably be good. So turquoise cell activator, we could do that, except I don't know. We might need the contrast. We'll ponder that. There's a gnat trying to get in my way here. Okay, they are addictive. And Terry might be a bigger junkie than me. She does buy all the new things. But, okay. So, I'm gonna mix one with you. I got a couple of MDF rounds because my drying table had some stuff on it. I have some Jo Sonja in here. So we'll mix the Venetian Red together. I just need to mix it really slowly so we can try to not have so many bubbles. And then white and gold CA or turquoise. Let's do white and gold because I already have it mixed. The only problem is when I blow it out with my mouth, sometimes it's not my favorite result. But I only have 8-inch thingies in here. I do have a 10-inch one too. Okay, let me think. I've got some pillow paint. Black and interference, yeah. Gold and white, black. I did black and gold yesterday on a bright bloom, and that was kind of cool. Let me get another thing of pillow paint just in case, and my blow dryer just in case, and then we'll turn you down and get going. Okay, so let me get you guys down. I'm going to flip you around so for a minute it might look a little crazy on your end. And then I brought my little babyless hair dryer out here just in case. I also brought this Majestic purple pillow paint because it's almost out and it might be good to use with these colors because it's like a really weird color that's, I can't open it, that's hard to work with. I'm gonna have to strong arm this one. Well, we may not use that, but I brought it out here. So let's see. Let me put you on the regular thingamajigger. You like Majestic purple? I did a bloom with it the other night because I screwed up the first one I did. Okay, I'm gonna put you on the correct tripod. You're on a different one, or whatever that thing is. Sorry, my brain's really fried today. And then we'll do something. I'm not sure yet what, but we'll do something. And so for a minute, you're gonna see all kinds of crazy stuff, and then I'm gonna flip you around. Whee. Trying to not accidentally stop the video. Yikes, okay. Give me just a second. There we are. Okay, now I just have to adjust you. Welcome to the chaos. Can I zoom you in? I think I can. Whoa, that's a lot of zooming. Okay, so here's my messy spinner. The only bummer is I cannot turn on my flash. Oh well, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Okay. So let's mix up Venetian Red together. And where did I put the lid to this? Whatever. Okay, so when I mix up primary elements, I am trying to keep up with y'all's comments. Okay. Aw, your oldest granddaughter's a senior. Man, they grow up fast, don't they? Okay, so this is Venetian Red. So you see how if you guys all are familiar with primary elements, but they always look different in the container than they do mixed up. So I always put a little dot. So what I do to mix mine first is, I'm really trying to kill this gnat that keeps swarming me. It's a pest. I like to mix them into a little bit of Sonja to disperse them, especially when they have large particulates, and then mix them into my unscented paint. That's not always the way I did it. I have a Bloom tutorial where I used to pre-mix my pouring medium and my Sonja, and I quit doing that. And I'm so happy I did. It's just easier this way because not all of your stuff gets mixed the same, you know what I mean? So you've got, whoa, that's a lot of boys. So I bet the girl's a princess, Terry. Okay, so now, sorry, I'm getting distracted. So now we're going to disperse into the Sonja, and I know you don't need this much. I use too much on purpose. I like a lot of color. It does keep the color more vibrant. It especially keeps the color more vibrant if you mix in a little bit of house paint at a time. So unfortunately we have no flash. I'm really sorry about that. Let me turn on the overhead light, and then hopefully you guys can see better. I don't know why YouTube Live doesn't let you use your flash. Super dumb. Hopefully you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. So then we are, it really is the best way with coarse pigments. Okay, so see how that, and reds, all reds of every brand are difficult to break down. I think it has something to do with, you know, Leslie would know better than I would, but I think it has to do with the oxide material they're made from. So when they're coarse, they're especially challenging, but it is a beautiful color. So that's Venetian Red for you. So I'm gonna continue, it still has some clumps, so I'm gonna continue to stir it a little bit. Yes. And you know, Colourarte has some like amazing reds. Everything from like, this gnat has a death wish. Everything from like Love Struck, which is like a super rich red, to like Crimson Lust, which is a beautiful color. There's just, one of my favorite ones is Candy Apple. And there's another one. Anyway, I like them all. So super rich and beautiful. All right. That's a good idea, Terry. I always have to do things so spur of the moment. Or I mix up paint to be prepared and then I don't get to paint. And then by the time I go to use it, it's it needs to be thinned out again, or I've got too much and I have to use it quickly. So it's pretty well dispersed now. I'm going to let it sit for just a second. So let's talk about colors. So you guys want purple. So my question for you is, did I bring, I don't think I brought, maybe you don't have a choice. So do you want, that's cool. That's really cool, Terry. I have them in K-cup drawers and I'm running out of space. So we can, for the purple, we can either use Passiflower, which is a PrizmPour color, or Acai berry. Now this one's going to be a little bit more red, and we have a red, but I will let you guys decide between those two. Those are the only ones I brought over here. I have others. I have, oh, you know what might be cool? I have what's that one called? Deep Amethyst. Let me see if I have it. Now it needs to be stirred, so it's going to have bubbles. You like the first one? And you like the berry one, Deep Amethyst. Okay, so let me just bring in a third one to make things more confusing. So Deep Amethyst has kind of the violet shade of Passiflower, but it has a bluer undertone. So it will be richer. So let me show it to you. And then you guys can decide. Pam, we might need you to break the tie. I'm confusing things by bringing in too many colors. Okay, so this is Deep Amethyst. See how it's a little bit more blue and dark than Passiflower? So you guys can pick which purple. And while we're picking, we were going to do copper. So I have a copper from Jo Sonja. We can add an interference blue. Let me see if I have one mixed though, because that's the problem. Oh, and I grabbed what I thought was copper, but it is not. You like Snapdragon? Okay, I like Snapdragon too. I don't have that one mixed up. What do you guys think of Deep Amethyst? Are y'all good with that one? If we do an interference blue, I have to go grab one. So give me just a second. Let me see if I have one mixed up. Deep Amethyst. Okay. Deep Amethyst is the winner. So I have interference blue mixed up. I resurrected it from the graveyard the other day because it had been mixed up a really long time. So unfortunately it has some clumps in it. Let me stir it and make sure it's usable and dump my clumps out. Okay, so we're doing purple. We're doing Venetian Red. And what was the other color we were going to do? Let me back up the chat here. We talked about Bourdeaux Red, yes. Oh, Paynes Gray. Hello. Okay, so this is the interference blue. And okay, so we're going to put these guys away. Yikes. Okay, so let me clean up while I'm here because otherwise catastrophe, you know what I mean? Okay, so this is Passiflower. So we're going to do Paynes Gray from the new set, maybe Bourdeaux Red. Is there any other, do you guys want another color in here? You want a blue or a, oh, I have an idea. Hey, Deborah. Well, people have to eat. Thank you for coming. Oh yes, copper. We switched gears, Deborah. We're doing a live pour because we had kind of a small audience. If we have more people who want to do the auction, we'll do it after this. But I didn't want to bore people if they were really here for. Oh, I'm sure you're not a walking disaster, Terry. So what we're doing, Deborah, is we're going to do a little bloom. We're going to use. I just realized my hair is going to get in this paint. We're going to use Paynes Gray and Bourdeaux Red from the new set. And I didn't bring the Paynes Gray. Let me grab it. Okay, so we're gonna do, yes, their Colourarte. Oh, Terry, I make a colossal mess. You know how Lisa says she's messy Marvin? I am messy Mandy for sure. So, Deborah, also what we did is we mixed, at Pam's request, we mixed Venetian Red, which is a primary element pigment. So we have it chilling in some Jo Sonja. And now we're going to finish mixing it up. All right, so we have it in our gloss varnish. And we're going to add the Bare Infinity. So I used to use Sherwin-Williams. I'm saying Infinity. What is this that I use? Dynasty. I used to use Sherwin-Williams Infinity Gold, and I still like it, but I do like the Bare Dynasty a little bit better. It's very expensive, of course. So I am going to just add a little at a time because you don't want to like overwhelm your pigment with untinted paint. As Terry mentioned before, you get better color saturation by doing a little at a time. So we're just gonna take our time. This is why this art takes so much time, because you spend so much time doing stuff like this and not actually painting. But it's worth it if you get better results. And we also introduce a few less bubbles this way. Now we will unfortunately have some bubbles from this, but so goes it, you know. All right. Okay. Now we're going to add a little bit more, and that's probably good. Let's see. Okay. So this is a really pretty color. Okay. So we're going to use, y'all keep me honest, we're going to use a copper. I'm using a Jo Sonja copper because they were kind enough to send me some of their new paints. Ooh, this is still too thin. They were kind enough to send me some of their new paints, which include some metallic and pearlescent ones. And I haven't used the copper yet, so. And I really like them. They're really nice paints. Okay. Let's see. Man, Terry, I would be watching YouTube too. I'm a terrible passenger. My husband can tell you. When we have to go somewhere, I download a bunch of YouTube videos, and because I don't mind driving, but I get really bored passaging. I might have gotten this too thick. Okay, so now since we added it slowly, you can see we kept our color, and it's a pretty classy color, if I do say. They're really nice, Terry. I like them, and they play really well with like the Colourarte stuff. I used them in a bloom a couple of videos ago. And they're very pearlescent, kind of similar to Arteza pearl paints. And so I like them. I think that they're nice. Okay, so let me do away with this. I'm trying to not be such a mess. And where did I put that lid? Right here on my face. It's so grody looking. So that was the Bear Dynasty. I haven't tried them as a CA. I know some people have. Jo Sonja paints are really reasonable, Deb. The ones they sent me are like soft body. They're not fluid, but they're soft body kind of pearlescent paints. So those probably wouldn't have enough body as a cell activator unless you tried it with like a gel gloss or something. But the regular tube paint, I don't know whether or not those would be a good cell activator. So Jo Sonja is owned by Chroma, and Chroma makes Atelier. So Atelier is one of my favorite cell activator brands. So, but I think they're pretty reasonable as far as paints go. But reason would say that if Atelier makes a good cell activator, then perhaps they would. I don't know. So we're doing Paynes Gray. We're doing Deep Amethyst. So this is the Paynes Gray. This is part of the new Vivid Intense, which I love Vivid Intense, by the way. I could be like the poster child of Vivid Intense. So this is Paynes Gray. This is Bourdeaux. And I was kind of thinking about adding another blue here, but we do have the Interference blue. So for a pop of contrast, what do you guys think? I haven't used the Chroma metals, have you? The tube paints are less expensive. I don't really know what these other ones cost though, in fairness, because they sent them to me. So for some contrast, oh yeah? Oh yeah, they do. Terry, you're right. They have so much more pigment than golden, and they're so much more reasonably priced. I can't say enough good things about the Vivid Intense. They're just amazing. So for some contrast on the bottom of our bloom, like in the bottom layer, what do you think about using this pink chiffon? The reason I say that is, can you see how sparkly those particulates are? If you use them in kind of the bottomish layer, it gives you quite a pop in your bloom. So I'll let y'all decide. We can either add that to the bottom, or we can not add anything, or we can add golden peach. Let me not give you too many options, because then you'll probably be like, okay, this is taking too long. So are y'all good with adding that one? You wanna give it a whirl? Okay. So we're obviously not going to start with the Majestic purple because I can't open it and my husband's in there working. So I'm thinking that, oh yeah, and here's the copper. I keep forgetting we're using copper. Now I'm using a lot of colors. Anyway, here's the copper. This is the Jo Sonja. Now I say golden peach, right? I'm sorry. I'll show you guys the one I'm talking about. Now that can be confusing too because TLP makes a beautiful golden peach as well. Colourarte's is a little more pink. So this is it. It's a bling it color. I think the copper is a good idea. I think we should keep it. It'll add a little pop. And I think we'll do a white and gold cell activator for funsies. And I think I'm gonna, I tried to put this golden peach in the canister. And like that has popsicle sticks and stuff. My brain is fried. So we can do, I'm torn between the gold and white and blue, black, and gold, but I think we'll do gold and white. So the white is going to be titanium white from McCaw. And this is the rich gold from Atelier. So I blame Shelly for this because she was talking about using it and I was like, man, I never had a lot of success with that. And then since then, I've been trying it and liking it a lot. So I think we're going to try to do this one with the hair dryer. So I think I'm going to do a 10-inch bloom. I've got my hair in a ponytail and it's certainly going to go into the paint. So let me try to put it in a bun real quick. Because it will be in the paint for sure. I do too. I think the gold will be okay with the copper. Because the gold is kind of subtle. And the copper is going to be in, it's going to be kind of in the layers. So I think it'll be okay. Okay, let me get a clip because this is being challenging. I'll be right back. Okay. Just putting my hair up real quick. Sorry about that. So yeah, I love McCaw too. If you guys are not familiar with McCaw, McCaw is a brand of acrylic. I get it at Blick. And I like it because for a cell activator, it gives you these cute little tiny cells. Now, we'll probably not notice that today because I'm going to use a hairdryer and a double CA. So the cells are going to be more bubbly because of the double CA. But in a regular bloom, it is my favorite one to use on its own. Man, I don't know how you deal with that, Terry, because once mine gets past my like shoulder blades, I want it cut. It starts like getting under my arms and stuff when we work out. I'm like, it's annoying. Yeah, bubble cells. You're right. Bubble cells are what we'll probably get today. So, yeah, they are cute. And I find that it holds its structure better than Amsterdam. Okay, so let's try to do this little 10-inch Frederick's canvas. I have some MDF rounds in here for insurance. And let me move this out of the way. And we'll do this for funsies. And okay, so pillow paint. I am using Oh my gosh, I can imagine with it being that long, Terry. I'm using Valspar 2000 pillow paint. I got this a long time ago when Lowe's gave me a gift card for something. It was like a paint deal. It works okay as a pillow paint. It's eggshell. My biggest complaint with it, hey Casey, we were supposed to be doing a live auction, but we've gone a different direction and we're doing a live pour. I don't know if we'll result in doing an auction after this or if this is what we're doing today instead. We'll see. I didn't plan very well. I lost my train. Oh yeah. So the Valspar has a lot of bubbles. That's my biggest complaint. I like the PPG Multi Pro or the Glidden Essentials. I just realized I am painting in a non-painting shirt. It may now become a painting shirt. Maybe I should get an apron. So this doesn't look too terrible on the bubbles. It's probably too much paint. I'm glad you could join, Casey. You know what, Terry? Hormones do some crazy things. I told my doctor, one of my doctors today, hormones are like schizophrenics. You know, like they just change at their will, it seems. Okay. This one, Casey, is Valspar 2000 and eggshell from Lowe's. I got it free a couple years ago, so I'm using it up. Works fine, it just has lots of bubbles. And we know how I hate the bubbles. In fact, there are bubbles in it. I thought there was not any, but there they are. Like little Evil Knievels. Okay, so we're gonna do Bloom, and we're gonna do, my dog is up making noise in case y'all hear her. She likes to be included. So in case y'all are wondering why I'm being so annoying, I'm popping bubbles. Man, I bet that was tough, Terry, at such a young age. Did your hormones go completely crazy after that? My mom had one really young too, like 42 or something. Yeah, Casey, my Chloe wants to help cook, paint. Tough doesn't try to help as much. He observes, he supervises. All right, so now I'm trying to figure out how I want to layer this. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna do a smidge. Yeah, I have had that too, Terry. I've had surgery for it twice. I'm pretty sure I have it now too, but we're not trying to do anything new about it right now. So we're gonna put a little bit of the Bourdeaux red down first. And then we're going to do pink chiffon. Pink chiffon is a wonderful color. Part of the problem with having so many art colors is you forget how amazing some of them are because you have too many mixed up at once, and then you go to mix something up and you're like, why didn't I use this more? Okay, Deb, you're right. Yeah, it doesn't hurt me or anything right now. I just recognize some of the symptoms of it. But I've had it removed along with some like uterine fibroids a couple times. Being a girl is hard sometimes, I guess, huh? All right, so pink chiffon. Now, it's really gorgeous, Casey, and it's from the Frosted Sorbet set. There's a lot of really cool colors in that set. I will say they have very large particulates, so you have to kind of strategically use them because if you use them like too close to the top, it can make your like cell activator fuzzy, but they're great when you have them down here. So next color we're gonna do, I'm trying to figure this out. So we have the Venetian Red. Let's do Venetian Red next. We're gently stirring. My hope is that this will peek through. I just don't want it to get lost with that purple, because you know purple likes to be a bossy boss. And miscarriages are horrible. It's probably the most emotionally painful thing. Okay, Terry, we'll be here if you glitch. Oh, look at that Venetian Red, just like saying hello. Let's do copper. I'm torn between copper next, deep amethyst, and interference. Let's do copper. Let's do copper next. So copper. Purple and copper always look fabulous together. And we'll do deep amethyst. That's good, Terry. My mom had a total hysterectomy when I was really small, and I apparently was driving her crazy. So my dad, when he was working, would have to take all of us with him because, you know, when your hormones are all jacked, your emotions are all over the place. You know what I mean? Yeah, this deep amethyst is probably one of my favorite colors. So now we're going to do a little bit of the interference blue. Interference colors are so magical. I need Leslie to do an interference copper. Let's all petition. Now we're going to do a little bit more Bourdeaux and some Paynes gray. Okay, so a little bit more Bourdeaux. And I gotta say, with the Rouge Violet in this set, she almost exactly matched Australian Red Violet, which is a huge win for me. Hers is a little bit more pink, but oh man. Me too, Casey. I like it too. I feel so clean because I'm wearing an apron to try to protect my non-painting shirt. Okay. So here's our Paynes gray. We're drizzling. Alrighty. Okay, so we're gonna do the white first and then the gold on the top. The reason is the metallic tends to collect and it's a little bit heavier. The other thing I've learned is when you do the double CA, your metallic is going to be heavier most of the time, so you probably need to make it thinner. You're right, Terry, this new set's amazing. I want to try to make a cell activator out of the why do I keep saying Persian teal? Out of the Titan teal. I want to try to do what Lisa did with that Bindex from Pebeo with the pigments and see how it does. I tried to do that with interference colors like she did, and I mean it worked, but it wasn't great, and it tried to break apart as it dried. So I want to try it with a fluid acrylic and see how it does. Okay, forgive me for what I miss. You will love them. You will love them, Casey. By the way, everyone, we are doing a color art event next weekend. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday. So don't forget to keep an eye out so you can participate and hopefully win prizes. Every channel is going to have a prize like usual, and then there will be a grand prize, which is, I think, a $400 shopping spree. So fun, 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 fun. Okay, this is a lot, but okay. I might have used too much cell activator. We'll see. All right, here we go. Sorry for the noise. There's too much cell activator in the middle, but I think it's going to be okay. Gorgeous color choices, though. You guys did great. Too bad you can't be in my head when I'm painting over here by myself. Okay. Okay. So we've got, I'm learning not to mess with this. It's going to keep developing on its own. Yeah, Terry, it does. I really enjoy the progress I'm making with the mouth blowing on smaller surfaces. But using a double CA, for some reason, I really like the cells I get with the hairdryer on the bigger surfaces. So that's why I figured we'd start this one on the 10-incher. This is really pretty. So I'm just going to let it develop a second in the middle. I'm tempted to mess with it, but when I mess with it, I get this weird, like, spiny looking center when I use a double CA, not necessarily all the time. Kind of want to help this. Okay, so we're going to spin. This should continue to develop in the center, or we might just kind of have a weird island in the middle, which is, it's okay because it's gold. See what I mean about this stupid pillow paint with the bubbles? But I refuse to waste it. I'm going to use it. It's very good other than that. But this is a beautiful color palette. You guys did a great job. I'm really glad we threw the red in now. It was worth the extra effort. And it looks really beautiful with the deep amethyst. Look how it's trying to be over here. Let's move it over here a little bit. Please don't fly off. You should see how much paint just flew on my side. I was just trying to help the center move a little bit that way. Me and tilting, we don't have a great relationship. Every time I try to tilt a bloom to recenter it, I end up ruining it. And the cell structure goes wonky. And then I'm like, you know what? It wasn't a big deal that it was off center after all, but I ruined it. I think our color choice is pretty legit. What do you guys think? Casey, I'm using the one from Amazon, the cake spinner. I might have missed some of y'all's comments. I'm sorry if I'm missing anything. So you can see this is starting to do the whole, we probably still have a little bit of paint that needs to come off, but I don't want to lose the cute little tiny cells. Those are my favorite, which is why I have to get better at not using too much pillow paint. Because the more pillow paint you use, the more you have to spin off. And then you lose some of your cuteness. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I have the one from Jessica too. Thank you so much for joining. Enjoy your dinner. Just gonna spin gently. I do think we got it to move a little bit back, so I think we can move it back over here. I think she's pretty. There's something in the paint right here. A little bit tempted to mess with it, but it's almost certain to ruin my center. I need to get regular tweezers out here because mine have so much paint and junk on them, they don't tweeze anymore. Let me see if I can get it. Thank you guys, you're so nice. It was really a great suggestion. If I keep spinning, we're gonna start getting these like sad melty cells, so I hate those. So we're not going to, we're just gonna cover it and hope for the best. This is no good right here. Crap. We're gonna leave it there. Whatever you are, we're just gonna resin over you. The drama of painting. You just stay there. Little weird thing. But the Venetian Red looks really cool with these colors. Okay. Let's see. I think we're gonna have to let that just dry. I tend to obsess about stuff, and then after I take it off and I'm not looking at it anymore, I'm like, why was I so hung up on that? You know? I think sometimes you gotta walk away from it for a second, she says as she continues to poke that part. Okay, so I need to move this. So this, it's probably going to continue to do this thing in the middle, which is not my favorite, but I love everything else about it. And if I keep spinning to spread this out, we're going to lose our cell structure. So I don't want to do that. I'm already getting some melting over here. So I don't want to do that. But what happened here, just so you know, teaching moment, is I didn't move enough of the cell activator from the middle when I was blowing it out. So Sometimes I do, Pam, but for some reason when you use the double cell activator, the more you mess with the middle, the more weird it gets. So like I can do it, but it's, see, it's bringing the white to the surface, and we probably don't want that white showing. So I think I'll just let it be. It'll look a little funky, but thanks, Deb. Thanks for joining. So let me move this one somewhere, and I will be right back. If I can get this Majestic purple open, we could try to do another quick one. I don't think you guys want to do an auction today, right? We can probably move that to another night. Thank you, Pam. Let me move this. And I'll be right back. I need to set it on something, so give me just a second. Okay, let me move it. Let me see if I can show you guys up close. See, I choose to like the center. I don't particularly like the collecting thing it does. Oh crap, I messed up the side. I fixed it. Okay, let me show you guys up close if I can.
It's not as fun without the flash.
Okay, so let me move it to the drying table. To get the paint off of the edges real quick, because I got paint on the carpet the other day when I thought I was in the clear. Okay, this is actually going to be really pretty as long as that doesn't get crazy in the middle. That sneezing is my husband. All right, so the do you guys want to try to do another smallish one, or do you want to do art auction-y things? I think we have too few people here at this point to try to do the art auction thing, but we'll do whichever direction y'all want to do. Okay, let me see if I can get this purple open. I don't know if I can get this purple open, you guys. I just used it like 2 days ago. Okay, sounds good, Terry. Ugh. On the bright side, I've got the preview video already done, and we'll just do it a different day. I got it. So do y'all want to use white or Majestic purple pillow? Okay, Pam, you got it. also do a virtual one.
Okay, so this is the Majestic purple. What do you guys think? Majestic? Okay.
Now let's talk about colors. We are, it's a really dark background, so we need to be prepared for that. Let me grab a gold. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, so you want to use purple, Bourdeaux red, okay. So some of the same colors, the pink chiffon. I'm probably going to use a gold. Ginger peach, I don't have that one mixed up, Terry. I have, what do I have over here? An interference. I have, we can do a light blue. I have, trying to think of what I have that might be in that family. I'm checking. I have warm caramel. Okay, in the ginger peachish shades, I have, you're on a green thing, Pam? I have, maybe I do. I have olive over here. But it depends on what shade of green you're on, like a blue green. Yeah, lime green might. So, okay, if we go the, okay, Terry. So we can either go warm, like, so Terry's suggesting ginger peach. So if we do that, I have apple cider, bonfire, or warm caramel. If we go that route. I don't know how well those will show on this background, but they might show if we put them on top of that pink chiffon. If we decide to go with something like lime green, we would probably need to do blues, purples, turquoises, lime greens. So if we do the if we go down the ginger peach path, these are kind of our options. This is going to be more like a kind of a sparkly, a little bit more of a yellow QNAG sort of. This is more orange, and this is kind of pumpkin colored. So you guys want to go warm, or do you want to go the whole lime green direction? Y'all let me know. You like the pumpkin? Okay. And we could use the Venetian Red again if we use the pumpkin. We could actually use quite a few of the same colors and then just add a gold. What do you guys think? We just have to build a barrier between that majestic purple and these other colors. We could also add in blue. Oh, Terry wanted an interference, right? I think the warmer will be easier to do than the other. Let me see. Terry did mention an interference. I don't know what other ones. I mean, I have the blue here. Let me check one thing real quick. I have interference gold. Do you want to do gold interference or blue interference? And let me see. Am I gonna do... I gotta figure out if I'm gonna do white cell activator or... I almost dumped it on the floor. Or blue black. I might do blue black. We'll see. Okay, let's go with warm caramel. I think we'll go with interference gold. This warm caramel has been getting sludgy, sitting there waiting to be used. So just added some Josonia to it. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with gold because we're already using these like orangey colors. If I had interference red mixed up, that would be my choice. Red, and I like to do interference red with gold sparkle in it. I also like to do interference gold with red sparkle in it, but I don't have any of those mixed up right now. So here we are winging it. So we'll do this one really quick and then okay, this is still a little thick. This is what happens. I mix up all these colors when we get new sets and then I don't have time to use them all. And they sit here and I don't want to waste them. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking the red would be cool. So what I'm thinking is the red, I can't decide if I want to do the deep amethyst again or switch to acai berry. Do y'all have an opinion? Okay. What a mess I'm making over here. Let me cover up my white. Let's see. I think we'll do... I think I want to do another 10-inch. Thought about doing an 8-inch and blowing it out myself, but I think I'm going to do a 10-inch. Okay. I think I might use a blue black cell activator. We'll see. I do have light blue mixed up. I just don't know how well it's going to go with the other colors we're using. We can try it. I have the Titan light blue, so it's kind of a cool color. You see? So if we do that, I'm not sure that that and this will go very nicely together. So I'm leaning toward this color, Indian spice, so Indian spice, interference gold, and so interference gold, and you said the pink chiffon. You think the blue will look good with all those colors? You guys are in charge. And I'm kind of thinking we might use this purple. If we use the blue right underneath the cell activator, it might work. I may be using too many colors. Let me see. I'm going to put the interference blue away because I just got it thinned out the other day. And I don't need it to get all thick again. Okay, so we'll say goodnight to Deep Amethyst, put him away, and sorry if you can hear the dogs drinking water. And then Paynes gray, well, we might drizzle it on there. That actually might help that blue fit. We'll put the copper away because we're going to use gold this time. The pillow is right here. In fact, you can probably see it better if I show you the stick. It's kind of a blue purple, kind of a cool color. It's pretty, but it's not super easy to work with. I thought about using this McCaw blue, but I think I have too many colors. However, the McCaw blue would pull it all together. This one. But I am notorious for using too many colors. So I'm going to put away my white cell activator. And I'm going to put away, yeah, we could do that. I think I have the blue black in here. Ooh, I got something in my gold. Okay. What? Are you laughing at me because I'm wearing an apron?
Oh no, I hadn't noticed that.
My husband came in and made a face. I was like, what?
No, I thought you were doing something. I was thinking.
Oh, I'm showing them the colors we're trying to pick.
Sorry about the back.
Oh, you're fine. With lives. Yeah, I think the blue black is what I'm going to use as CA, Casey. I think the with lives background noises comes with the deal, right? You can't edit it out. Okay, so do you guys think McCaw blue with this or no McCaw blue? Maybe we have too many colors if I use McCaw blue. Okay. We'll see. I have it here on standby. I'm using the gold because I find when you do gold with a dark pillow, it helps it pop a little bit. So we're going to do the Indian spice for that reason. So
We have the acai berry, we have interference gold, we have the pink chiffon, we have taken some chances putting the Titan light blue in here. I feel like I am just making the biggest mess. Oh my gosh, and this gnat has the death wish. I don't know how one random gnat keeps getting in our house, but I'm forever trying to kill them. Okay, so, and then Bourdeaux. All right, let me put gloves on because I'm messy. Leslie always gets after me when I paint with no gloves. She calls me and says, "Where are your gloves, young lady?" So I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, there was one gnat that I saw that I think ate all the other gnats. He was really big. I found him and I killed him. I think he was like the mothership of the gnats. Okay, so let's try this. We're doing a 10-inch MDF. There's a globby in my paint over there. I'm trying to use this paint up, and I don't think this is going to get it done. And it's just enough left to be annoying. But I have so many Sherwin-Williams colors, and then every time they try to have the 40% off sale, I'm like, oh, I should get some of this and some of that. And I'm like, no, dude, you need to use what you have. Because what's the point of buying it if it's just going to sit around and you don't use it? And I buy it, and then I'm like afraid to waste it. So stupid. I have just enough left to be like not even enough for a tiny bloom. And oh, good for you. Terry, you're back. I don't have ginger peach, but we're using blushing pumpkin. We're going a little crazy this time. Yeah, I think maybe coasters or a tile, Casey, with the extra is what I'll do. I feel so accomplished when I use something up. Okay, so we're going to do interference gold at the bottom. We're probably going to use it up at the top too, but I'm hoping it's going to give us a nice little barrier. And I like the way interference colors look fuzzy on a dark pillow. Maybe that's just me. And then we're going to do pink chiffon. The one rogue color that we're using, Terry, that is very cool for our warm color palette is the Titan light blue. I don't know if you saw that part or not. Okay, let's see. I think we should probably do the warm caramel here. And I think we're going to drizzle it so that it doesn't completely dominate these other ones. It's really a very beautiful color. Okay. And now we're gonna do, I think we're gonna do Venetian Red again. Okay. And then We're going to do the acai berry. And we're going to do, I think I am going to use a little bit more interference gold up here. Where's my pokey thingy? I would have preferred, oh, you know what I had mixed up that's not necessarily an interference, but it would have gone nicely in here, is Aurora. There's some globbies in my paint. Oh well, too late. So interference gold, I'm going to put it up here. And then we're going to do just a little bit of this McCaw blue because I don't have enough colors, you know, so I'm just going to add in a bonus color. I'm going to do some McCaw blue and I'm thinking that's going to help us bridge with our Titan light blue. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it something else. That'll introduce some coolness into this mix. And I like the way, because this purple is kind of a blue purple, so I think this color kind of pulls it together. All right, now, Aurora is gorgeous, and I do like the diamond colors. Thank you, Terry, for saying that, because I feel like I always use too many colors. Let's see. I love the diamond colors in geodes because they're so sparkly. They're so great as like their own layer, or if you mildly tint them. They're so much fun. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of the Bourdeaux. Actually, we're gonna do some Indian spice up near the top for some pop of gold. It really helps, I think, with these really dark pillows to have a little pop of gold. Okay, Indian spice and everything nice. And then we're going to do some Bourdeaux and Paynes gray. We're just going to drizzle, and right underneath the cell activator, I'm going to put the Titan light blue. So we're gonna have a pretty sparkly situation here because we're using a blue-black cell activator, so we have to be careful. So this is the wild card right here, the light blue. I think it will work because of the mixture we used. We might have completely covered up that acai berry. Let's see if it comes through. And then Paynes gray. Oh yeah, we gotta have sparkles. Let's see. Okay. I love the way the interference does this in the dark pillow paint. It's very mesmerizing. Okay. Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining. Okay, so now we're gonna do blue-black. I hope I have enough light colors in here. I think I do. Okay, so blue-black CA. This one is Atelier Interactive. Okay. Probably using too much. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thanks for joining, Epiphany. I appreciate you joining. We obviously are not doing the auction like we planned. Oh, my paint's thick. Okay, let's see. Yikes. I keep doing that, and then I pick up my blow dryer and I have so much paint on my hands. Right. This part over here is messed up, so let's see. Okay, that part's gonna be weird. Unfortunately, I messed up my blower right here and I don't really have any cell activator to catch. So I'm just trying to blow out these weird lines so it doesn't look too crazy there, because we're mostly just going to have some very mild lacing. Oh, thanks, Casey. Yeah, the blue black is one of my favorites, Terry. And it's so great with like sparkly colors because it really still holds its shape. I just finished resining one I did the other day, and once I did it, I was like, wow, this is so pretty. Like, it's just because the blue black, like, it makes the colors pop, and the cell structure usually stays really nice. This is the part that's going to be cantankerous. But I think it's going to be pretty. I just need to not obsess too much about this part. She says, because she obsesses. So what I think we're going to do is scoot this way to start. And where is my popsicle stick? I don't really mess with this too much, but because I'm sliding it around, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more cognizant of it. Okay, so it's forming in the middle. It's taking some time, but honestly, the colors are great. So and the warm caramel kind of looks like copper, which goes really nicely with the colors we've chosen. The Venetian Red's like, hello, here I am. I am here for it. All right, so let's see. Ooh. Okay, I'm digging it. Okay. That's okay. Today I accidentally responded to somebody and my phone did an auto response that said, that's weird. And it ended up sounding really insulting to the person I wasn't trying to be. I was like, sorry, that wasn't what I told it to say. Oh, it's really pretty. That one funky part is funky, but it's not a deal breaker. The light blue almost doesn't even show up because of all the colors we used, but it is popping in here and giving us some cool cells. And I think the center is quite beautiful and it's very sparkly. You see how the gold makes it pop. Thank you. We just need to get a little bit more paint off. So I've been working on making my own cradled wood boards with MDF. And Terry, thank you. I did watch Darren's video. So my dad got me a router, and I've been trying to basically take my 1/4 inch MDF and make cradled wood boards with like 1/2 inch MDF for the cradling part and the 1/4 inch on the top, because I have a bunch of 1/4 inch rounds. There's still too much cell activator in the center that makes me nervous. Anyway, so it took me several weeks to kind of figure it out, but I finally made 2 10-inch ones, and I used one yesterday. And it's a lot, it's very time consuming, but my thought is that if I do that, it'll be better than, we used Venetian and Bourdeaux. Hey, Michelle. Anyway, my thought is that if I do them myself, then when I use MDF, I won't have to do easels, because that's not everyone's cup of tea. And kind of keeps costs down for buyers a little bit, you know. Okay, I think we have enough off. We still have a lot of cell activator in the center. My only concern is that it's going to shift as it dries, but there's no wiggle when we do this. So I think that you guys picked some really great colors. Kudos to you guys. And that pink chiffon and the interference gold is peeking through quite nicely. So I think it's going to be really beautiful, especially after it dries and gets under resin. But this is what I like about the blue black cell activator, because it's a thick, heavier body paint. It holds its structure really nicely, even with the hairdryer. So like with a hairdryer, the blue black blows out more similarly to what you would do if you blew out with your mouth. Versus like if I use a hairdryer on a thinner cell activator and it's not a double cell activator, I definitely notice the difference in the cell structure, if that makes sense. So, hey, Kayleen, thanks for joining. We're almost done, sadly. So we actually didn't do our auction tonight. We'll probably do it again. But anyway, so the journey making the cradled wood rounds has been challenging, but I've been learning. So let me show you guys this one up close, because I noticed the lighting makes it look kind of muted because you don't have the flash, unfortunately. I love every part of it. The only part that is maybe a little is this part where I messed up, but I think it's all right. The whole thing is nice. So she's pretty, I think. Kind of patriotic looking with the red and the blue and the gold, and the cells. Look at that cute little cell cluster right there. How cutiest is that? So yeah. Thank you guys. Oh, thank you for joining. So this was supposed to be an auction versus an actual pour, but we're probably gonna obviously do the auction a different day. So from a timing perspective for lives, what time works for you guys? Because I'm kind of thinking I might have started too early. Thank you, Georgianne. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Michelle. I will share the dried and resin results in a future short or video. I'm doing better about getting them resined faster. Okay, perfect. So we started at like 6:30 East or Central Time. What time zone are all of you guys in? Oh, Terry, thank you. Thanks, Georgianne, for joining. I think later evenings sometimes work better for people because they have, you know, dinner and kids and all that. You're Eastern, Casey. Okay, so it's a little later for you. Okay, I'm Central too. So we got to get past dinner time. Okay. So maybe next time we'll start an hour later. I try to start kind of early because of people who watch overseas. Poor Heidi last time was on and it was like super late. But I realize, you know, time zones are tricky. Sorry, I'm cleaning the drips while I'm talking to you guys. And I'm getting paint all over my hands. Don't tell Leslie, she'll be fussing at me about my gloves. But my gloves were covered in paint already. But she's a pretty little bloom, I think. Anyway, I'm so grateful to you guys for joining. 7's a good time for you? Okay. You don't know what time zone you're in? Well, where do you live? I can probably tell you. So it's early for you, Terry. I just hate when I get paint under my nails. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for joining. If you're in Utah, you're probably either Pacific or Mountain Standard Time. I'd have to look that one up, but it's 8:23 here and I'm Central. So it might be either 6:23 your time or 7:23. But I appreciate you guys joining so very much. I hate gloves too, Terry, but what I really hate is getting stuff under my nails. Okay, 7:23. So you're Mountain Standard Time. But you guys are amazing. I super appreciate you joining. I'm gonna clean up this mess, do a little homework. But I'm so glad you guys joined. I really thought I was gonna be talking to myself. So I appreciate you all so very much. Thank you guys. And if you if there's things that you would like to see lives on, I mean blooms of course, but if there's something you would like to do, like if you want to do negative space swipes or something like that, let me know so I can kind of plan for what you're interested in. Yeah, me too. Premieres are always a gamble because I'm always late and I always schedule them late. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you again for joining. Geodes, bloom transfers. Okay, yeah, I need to do some more bloom transfers. Geodes would be fun too. Geodes are kind of a several part process. Okay, you too, Casey. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for all of your suggestions. Oh, Georgianne, me too. I am not good at Dutch pours, but maybe we could practice together on a live. I don't do them enough is my problem. You want to see what I add to the crystal part for geodes? Okay. Me and Dutch pours don't have a great relationship. I love them, but I'm terrible at them. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go put this away and clean up my mess. I appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye.
I don't know how to stop this.